right, guys, so we've been dispatched to an interesting call. Elderly couple bought this home about a year ago.
About a year ago, yeah.
They're dealing with constant mold growth inside their home.
Yeah, so it's all over their closets, apparently, behind their furniture. They even said it's aggressively growing on their shoes.
So we're gonna have to figure out what's causing this continuous mold growth, and we're about to do that right now. All right, guys, so we've arrived. Let's take a look. Let's meet Keith and Pam. Hi, Keith.
Hey, look, it's the twins.
Hey. So you guys bought this house about a year ago, right?
A year and a half.
Okay. And you guys were saying something about the original property owner used to rent it, and they used to have these problems too that you're hearing?
Well, we're not sure.
Oh,
we
got it.
was told they had some problems.
Oh, I see. Got it.
But then all of a sudden, just out of the clear blue sky, bang, we started having problems. It's turned out to be more mold than what we thought.
Oh yeah, I even found it now in the bottom of the kitchen
Bottom of
cabinet.
the kitchen
Yeah,
cabinet here.
let's go ahead and take a look.
She's got a basket and it's got leather straps on it.
And it loves leather. Mold loves leather. It's not real plain, but you can see the mold on it.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as in the bedroom.
And I didn't realize it. Evidently, we were touching this one, which is okay because we keep rubbing it off when we pull it out.
We got some of the shoes, as you can see right here.
These are some of mine.
Oh, yeah. Right here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yep. Yep.
On my flip flops, and it's been on some other shoes here too. Got it on these here, and these was inside this bag.
Right. Oh, yeah. So you guys have been using these damp rids, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any mold growth from the walls, Jim?
Yeah, you can see it on the
Yeah,
wall there.
it's right there, base molding.
Well, here's what to expect today. David and I are going to be underneath your crawl space, and we're going to be doing a thorough inspection of all of your plumbing, your drain systems,
The structure.
the structure, and then once we investigate underneath the crawl space, we begin to now go to the outside. All right, guys, while the team is inside the house, protecting all the floors, building up our critical barrier around the closets, I'm gonna be focusing on the outside here, especially with this planter bed here. This is directly in front of the 2 rooms and 2 closets that are impacted. And planter beds, because they're constantly being fed through sprinklers and watering, are always a suspect area. I always recommend, with especially a home with this age, is to always look at suspect areas such as foundation. Look at this low area right here. These areas right here collect a lot of water. That water has got to go somewhere, and eventually it will seep through crawl spaces. I always like running my water test outside prior to investigating underneath the crawl space, especially if it's a slow leak. You want to be able to introduce water on the perimeter and then wait for a good 20, 30, 40 minutes and then start your inspection, because that gives you a really good idea if this foundation is compromised. All right, so one of the big questions we get often is, God, what type of mold product can I use to remove mold off of my clothes or leather boots like this? And there are some products, in fact, I'll leave a link below, that are really good to wipe the surface of your furniture, your clothes, leather. Does a really good job, but you've got to stop the moisture source to stop the mold growth. So that's why we're going to focus on the moisture source solving the continuous mold growth. Most of the time, mold that grows on leather or furniture is a Cladosporium, Aspergillus penicillium. Those are very highly toxic in the event you've got a weak immune system. So that's something to consider when you're dealing with this type of mold. It is toxic. Another big question we get often is, does insurance cover mold cleanup in an event like this? Typically not, unless you've got a policy, and if you do, you're going to have about a $5,000 limit mold coverage. So you really need to talk to your agent or look at your policy to see if you signed up for that mold policy. And again, typically maxes out at about $5,000. All right, gotta get underneath this gas lamp. All right, so Dave's over here now, closer to the bathroom. Oh yeah, look at that, guys. Look at how much water. That's a lot of water, guys. So if you multiply that by, 4 or 5 crawl space access vents that are doing the same thing, look at how much water. A lot of contractors miss this because they just they're not experienced enough. And I can hear Dave, he's just doing it as a light rain. He's not even doing it as a hard storm. So look at that. Look at how much water. Look at that. And see this pipe here, you guys. You can tell that this pipe has been sitting here for a long time. And look at where the most corrosion is. The most corrosion is exactly where that water is dumping into. Look at the difference between here. Since I'm here, guys, this is one thing that you don't want your plumbers to do, is use metal with plastic. It's no longer the code, so make sure that anybody's doing plumbing, make sure they use the plastic. Hey, look, the ball. Somebody was playing ball down there.
Yeah.
Right here.
You're right. Oh, really? Yep.
Right here, Dave. A lot. It's right by where the vent is, Dave.
Okay, here you go.
Here we go. It's coming from underneath though, Dave. Oh, here's a crack here, Juan.
Yeah.
Come here, I need the shovel. Hurry. Hurry. Dig right here.
There it is.
Yep, dig right there. Hold on, Dave. Okay, that's good one. Let me see here. Oh yeah, see this right here? Look at this, guys.
Yeah.
Right there. Hold on one, let's see what, there's a lot of spider webs under here, huh?
Yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Keep going. Let's see how much water we get and where it migrates. See the amount of water, guys. So that's the front planter bed that I was showing you in the beginning, guys. Look at this. Tons of water. So again, if we have a long wind, hard rain, this is what the environment underneath Pam and Keith's crawl space is going to look like. Well, guys, that was a journey underneath that crawl space. Learned a lot, and just by, really understanding the saturation of the soil, and then having David hitting those direct points. It's really neat when you have somebody that's experienced outside while you're under. It just moves things along. So a lot of gratitude for that, brother. But guys, look at the amount of breaches we found that was causing this long-term water. That's why the entire crawl space, the soil was saturated because of all of these water entry points. One of the biggest costs, you guys, is going to be right here is an area of the foundation, that hairline crack where that water was seeping through. That's in this area right here. And then all the vents. One of the things to consider too is when you have rocks like this that are sticking out from the vents, there's causing a lot of susceptibility of water getting into the crawl space. So that's what's happening then, Dave? We were running water up here and dumping into there. Yeah. So water travels, guys, in a lot of different ways. A lot of people, will put some rock and decorative, but they don't think about sort of the impacts of what water can do. So it's just a great find though. Big concern of theirs is, what are you going to do? It's not the plumbing. So great job. Well, what now? We're going to go ahead and go inside. We're going to sit down with Pam and Keith, show them the videos that I took, and I think they're going to be shocked. But I think on the other end, I think they're going to be happy. It should offer them a lot of peace of mind. Yep, but we'll see. All right, guys. So here, look at how much water is dumping into the crawl space. This right here is in this guest bedroom.
I'll be daggone.
Yep. Look at this here. Watch this.
Okay, you can see Dave here running water. Just a light rain. What it's doing is it's cascading down your guys' stucco and then dumping into the crawl space like this.
Oh my gosh, no wonder.
And
Look at that crack right there.
Yeah.
Foundation's cracked.
crack here in the foundation.
When we get our hard rains and we get wind for a long period of time, water is hitting against your exterior portion of your stucco, cascading down and dumping into those crawl spaces. Then what's happening is that it's a dark, closed environment. Water starting to accumulate. So next week we're going to get a bunch of rains for a week. You know, day in and day out. This is what happens.
Okay, what's our solution?
Good question. Here's what's happening, guys. You're getting a double-ended sword here. When you guys are showering or even when you're cooking, you wouldn't believe that moisture, that dew point is spreading throughout your house day after day after day. So that's an easy fix because there's a Panasonic fan. When it reads a certain temperature or humidity rather, it will then collect it, and it's a dehumidifier as well. The major cause is all of that moisture in the crawl space is just rising. Correct.
And there's that vapor has no place to go. So everything over a long period of time, that's why we talked about it earlier, 2 months, a month, you're getting that mold coming back because that's what it's taking. It's at least cycling a high dew point in your home's air. So the solution to this is sealing off the vents on the outside of the home or creating something that is going to be waterproof and diverts water from getting in.
All right, Pam and Keith, big day today, a lot of findings. How do you guys feel?
Well, we feel a lot better now that we called you guys and found out what the problem is.
I could imagine when you buy a home and you're
And we don't expect it.
right, it's a shock. We have a lot of work here to do, but I think we're going to solve this problem once and for all, and then you guys can enjoy your home mold-free.
That's it. That's what we want.
That's what we want.
That's what we want.
Well, guys, another successful job that we completed. Super happy that we were able to find all of the leaks, and I have confidence that they're never going to have a mold issue in their home again.
Yep, I'm really, really pleased. And you know, when we originally came out, you could see in their faces there's a little bit of a fear factor of like, are these guys really going to find it? And this is the rewarding part of our job here, is when you really get down and dirty and do the proper steps, that's the end-all solution. So pretty proud of our team.